everyone, and welcome to the channel. I'm back to break down this 5-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings. Before we get into it, if you do enjoy the content at any point in this video, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, that would be greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me about 66% of my audience is not subscribed to my channel, so if that's you and you've been coming back consistently and watching the content and enjoying it, if you could just take 1 second to hit that subscribe button. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content at any point in this video, if you could just hit that subscribe button as well. Thanks for tuning into the video. And a few announcements before we do get into the breakdown. Number one, you can get further content from me if you access my Patreon package over here on Patreon, where you get access to my premium NBA projections, my NBA data sheet, my player stats, my team stats, my play context stats, injury impact insights, and NBA Discord chat access, where you can ask me questions all the way up until lock. A lot of good stuff going on there. You get the projections that you see kind of on the screen behind me. You get access to the full thing, so you're getting projections, multipliers are built into my projections. So you hear guys talking about, oh, this guy's going to 6 times his salary, this guy's going to do that. You get minute projections for both DraftKings and FanDuel, and then you get core plays. So something I haven't really brought up on the screen during my videos, but this is how it's broken down. I'm going to give you my 3 guard core plays, 3 forward core plays, 3 center core plays on both sites, both DraftKings and FanDuel. You'll see those filled in before the slate is locked in. And then you're going to get even more team stat sheets. You get team stats summary sheets. You get team stats for factors, half courts, and putback stats for both offense and defense, transition stats for both offense and defense. Just a lot of stuff. Too much to talk about in a quick wrap up here, but a lot of stuff, so go ahead and check that out if interested. And I have recently partnered with Thrive Fantasy. You can use promo code KJK DFS to receive a 100% deposit match when you deposit $20 or more, up to $50. I was able to cash in over there with the free $20 they gave me when I registered using my promo code last night. And there's big $20 NBA Saturday tournament, and how it works is you pick 10 player props, and I'm really liking it for NBA because when we get this news, such as last night, we got the news that Devin Booker was out. Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton both had a player prop, and with their usage going up with no Devin Booker, I really like the over on both of these guys, and it hit on both, and it felt just like easy picks for me. Chris Paul was only 20% owned, so it's the same thing as DraftKings and FanDuel as far as ownership. But with player props, go ahead and check that out. They do offer even more game modes, some cool stuff. My favorite being the props lobby, where you can bet either 2 picks. If you get them both right, you win 3.6x your money. You can bet 3 picks, where you get 6.2x your money, or you can pick 4 picks, and you get 11 times your money. So this game coming up today, we got some football on TV. If you pick 4 of these player props, you hit submit and you select the amount of money you want to bet. You can bet $1, you'll win $11. Let's say you want to bet $5, you can win $55 if you get all 4 of those picks right. So a really cool thing going on over at Thrive. Use promo code KJK DFS to receive a 100% deposit bonus when you deposit $20 or more, all the way up to $50. Go ahead and check that out. And with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and start breaking down this one today. So we got a 5-gamer. First game, Cleveland at Boston at 7 o'clock. We got Andre Drummond. Jason Tatum continues to be out. Andre Drummond at the top at 9-3. Has seen a bit of a hit to his production with the acquisition of Jarrett Allen. However, this guy's still one of the best rebounders in the league. And they're going to need him to play some minutes in this one against Boston team that features guys like a Daniel Tice, like a Tristan Thompson, like a Robert Williams, that kind of thing. And they do have some bigs that they're going to need Andre Drummond's services. So he makes a lot of sense at this 9-3 price tag. At that price tag, we were seeing him priced down in the high 8K range. He got all the way up to 9.9 at one point. Now he's down to 9.3. I do think there's room for upside there, so I like Andre Drummond. Jaylen Brown continues to be a smash play with no Jason Tatum. He's just an obvious play every single night. Last night putting up 62, or not last night, but last time putting up 62.75 DraftKings points. So you got to like to continue to like Jaylen Brown with all of the usage he's going to receive. As long as Jason Tatum's out, you're going to love Jaylen Brown. Kemba Walker has been back for a while now at 6'3". So he makes for an interesting play. The only problem is his minutes are being limited because he's been out with an injury for so long. However, we saw him get all the way up to 29 minutes last time out. So if he continues to see that many minutes and his price tag actually dipped down from 6'5 to 6'3", he becomes an intriguing play as well at 6'3". For sure. As far as the Vegas line in this one's concerned, this game comes in with a 213.5 over-under with a 6-point spread, so and not exactly expected to be the highest scoring game. We'll have some other games that we talk about further along in the slate that we'll have some more interest in, I'm sure, but I will say the usage is pretty condensed. We know who we're going to on both of these teams. We're going to Jaylen Brown. We're going to Kemba Walker. We're going to Marcus Smart on the Boston side. Those are really the only three I'm looking to play. Getting a bunch of minutes, getting a bunch of usage with no Jason Tatum. So all three of those guys I like, especially Marcus Smart at his 6'1 price tag. He's put up 37 and 37 DraftKings points the last 2 times out. At 6'1, if he's able to put you up, 40 DraftKings points, you're going to be really happy with that. And then on the Cleveland side, it's Colin Sexton. That's the number one guy for sure. If you're picking one guy to play on this team, maybe Andre Drummond, but probably Colin Sexton when you're factoring in price tag and usage. Only problem is Colin Sexton's going to get a real tough matchup in this one, taking on the defense of Marcus Smart, Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown. I mean, Kemba Walker is not exactly the best defender, but he's got some really good side help with the guys like Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart. So not really sure I'm trying to go to Colin Sexton. That defense kind of scares me. Probably more interest in the guard of Darius Garland at 6'5". Seeing only 22 minutes last time out, though, because of coming back off an injury, he has been limited, so he's going to need some more minutes. Overall, looking at Taurean Prince at 4'4". If you want, he's cheaper forward that could get you some upside, and then Jarrett Allen would be the last guy I'd mention at 6'1". You could play Chetty Osman, but I don't know. It's overall this game's not a ton of interest to be had. You're really looking at Jaylen Brown. You're looking to Marcus Smart. You're looking to Kemba Walker. And then you're looking to Colin Sexton and Andre Drummond on the other side. But as mentioned, not the best matchup. So buyer beware there. Charlotte at Orlando, second game on the slate. Nikola Vuchevich comes in with a 9-1 price tag. This game comes in with a 214 over-under. So similar to the game we just talked about. Expected to be very slow pace. As far as my favorite ones in this one, on the Orlando side, it's obviously Nikola Vuchevich. This guy's the top guy on the team in usage, top guy on the team in pretty much everything. He's going to get you rebounds, he's going to get you points. He's priced up to 9-1, though, so, I mean, if he gets you 50 points, that's great and all, but priced pretty appropriately, similar to an Andre Drummond. You kind of need like 60 DraftKings points out of these guys if you're paying up the center position. Be interesting to see if we have any cheaper options as we go along the slate, which I have a feeling we will, that we like. Gordon Hayward, LaMelo Ball, priced in the mid-7K range. Gordon Hayward would be my favorite just because he's getting starter minutes. We know we're going to get 40 minutes out of this guy, or 40 minutes or so, high upper 30 in minutes. So I like him a lot, taking on this Orlando team that doesn't really scare me defensively. The only thing is the pace. Aaron Gordon gets a great matchup against this Charlotte front court at 7'4". I said Nikola Vučević is the top option, but comparative to his price tag, Aaron Gordon would definitely be my favorite option on DraftKings tonight. Putting up 61, 43, and 44 DraftKings points the last 3 times out. We've finally seen his minutes limit lifted after early on the season. He was only playing around mid-20s a minutes. Now he's been playing 36, 37 minutes a game. So I love Aaron Gordon tonight at his 7'4 price tag. LaMelo Ball at 7'2 is a tough play. I continue to not play him personally just because he's a six-man. He's coming off the bench. I mean, there was a while there he was putting up 46, 44, 61, 40 DraftKings points pretty consistently. We saw his price go all the way up to 7'9", and now it's fallen back to 7'2". So I guess if you want to target the upside, maybe some more ownership, he's more than capable of giving you 40, 50 DraftKings points. It's just kind of scary when the guy's not getting starter minutes and you're relying on that when you could pay 7-2 or, you could pay 7-4 for Aaron Gordon at the same position at point guard. He's dual position eligible, and you're getting starter minutes, you're getting usage. So in my opinion, it's kind of scary to be paying 7-2 for LaMelo. It could pay off for you. Feel free if you're into that thing, but I probably won't be going there. PJ Washington, Terry Rozier, Devontae Graham, all priced in the lower 6K range. These guys are all getting around, 33 minutes a game, which is pretty solid. It's just a little unpredictable as to who's getting the volume. I mean, Terry Rozier's been getting upper 30s, like around 40 minutes a game, so he makes a lot of sense at 6'5". And the same rule applies to Devontae Graham. I mean, the minutes are there. The usage might be a little dispersed, but when these guys are playing 40 minutes a game practically and they're priced in the low 6K range, I'm not going to be the one telling you not to play them. They make a lot of sense. I'd rather be playing these guys than LaMelo Ball at 7'2", for sure. And then on the Orlando side, as far as, when you're getting into some cheaper options, we have Evan Fournier. We do have Terrence Ross. I would prefer Evan Fournier just because of the starter minutes, similar to what we've been discussing. Terrence Ross was really hot there for a while coming off the bench, but he was getting a lot more opportunity with no Evan Fournier. They were relying on him heavier. He could pay off at this 5'6" price tag. We were paying like mid-6K range for him, 6'4", and now he's on the 5'6", so I do like him. It's just if you're asking me to pick one, I would prefer Evan Fournier because he's got those minutes locked in. and they seem to be weighing on him. Terrence Ross does get a lot of usage off the bench. I love playing him. I try not to be biased when talking about him because I just love playing the guy. So I'm just trying to give you an accurate breakdown. He can pay off, but Evan Fournier's got more solidified minutes, so you kind of got to go with the starter minutes. Cole Anthony continues to see starts at the point guard position, but usage isn't there. Fantasy point per minute production really isn't there. And that's pretty much the extent of my interest in this one. Atlanta taking on Milwaukee. This game is going to be the fastest paced game on the slate. Excited to talk about it. Well, one of the fastest paced game. We got a tie for the top total on the slate. We'll get into that next game. The only problem in this one is it's an 8.5 spread in favor of the Milwaukee Bucks. So that means this game could turn into a blowout. So you got to kind of keep your eyes on that one. Trae Young is listed as questionable, but it looks like, yeah, I mean, he looks like a true questionable. So I don't know. I was kind of anticipating them to give him an update, more so probable, but if Trae Young is out, the blowout concern becomes even higher. However, that would open up some more usage to guys like a Rajon Rondo, to a Brandon Goodwin, and those guys are dirt cheap. Rajon Rondo's only 3.5 on DraftKings. If Trae Young's out, he becomes an automatic play. He put up 30.25 DraftKings points last time out in only 19 minutes against a Minnesota team that's really bad defensively. Hint, hint, if you guys haven't been watching my videos, play guys against Minnesota, because that's going to win you some money this year. But Rajon Rondo 3.5 would become a great play. You could play a Brandon Goodwin at only 3K. His role seems to be a little bit diminished on this team. I'm a little scared going there. Even though he's minimum salary, I'd probably just go to Rajon Rondo and feel a lot better about it. Cam Reddish, Danilo Gallinari would become great plays. They already are pretty decent plays. I mean, Gallinari I'm probably not looking to play because he just came off an injury and he's going to be limited at 4.7. He's a little too priced up. I'd have more interest in Cam Reddish at 28, 25 minutes or so. I'd expect him to get some more minutes in this one if Trae Young is out. I'd really like him. I would really like Kevin Huerter, who's priced at 5.5. I kind of really like Kevin Huerter at that price tag as is, even if Trae Young's in. So definitely we're going to be playing some Kevin Huerter tonight. I like him. DeAndre Hunter is listed as questionable as well. So yeah, some big injury news here. We got to keep an eye on DeAndre Hunter and Trae Young. If those guys are both out, the rest of these guys in Atlanta become very, very big priorities for me. I'm not playing Gallinari as mentioned because he's limited, but I'm playing Rajon Rondo. I'm playing Solomon Hill at 3.1, even though he's a bad fantasy point per minute producer. He could play like 40 minutes, and at a 3.1 price tag, I still have interest in him in this one. And then Clint Capella, John Collins, Kevin Huerter, Cam Reddish all become very top priorities for me. These guys are going to get a big usage bump if these guys are out. So keep an eye on that one. On the Milwaukee side, once again, it kind of comes down to injury news. If everyone's in, I'd like Giannis more because the game's most likely going to stay closer. If Trae Young and DeAndre Hunter are out, I'm probably fading Giannis because I have a feeling he's not going to play a lot of minutes in this one. They're just going to kind of take it easy on him. I'd have more interest in Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, who are priced down at 7.8 and 7.3. Rather play these guys at their price tags than pay all the way up for a Giannis. And I really do like Brook Lopez. I was mentioning maybe we could talk about a cheaper center. Brook Lopez was the guy I have in mind at only 5.4, taking on this Atlanta team. He could shoot the 3-ball very good. He's priced, the 5.4 is a pretty good price tag for a guy that's playing mid-30 minutes in competitive games and can shoot it from behind the arc as a center on DraftKings. So I really do like Brook Lopez tonight. And then you could be playing a Dante DiVincenzo, who's a very good fantasy point per minute producer. Does get around starter minutes, and he can get hot. So in this matchup with this fast pace, he's another guy I'd be looking to. And if it does turn into a blowout, if you're playing that narrative, you got to play Bobby Portis at 4.5. He's been kind of my number one guy when it comes to blowouts for Milwaukee this year. If he can just get you, mid-20s minutes, this guy's more than capable of putting up 40 DraftKings points, and he's only 4.5. So I would love Bobby Portis if we get some news that these guys are out, and I'm predicting a blowout, alongside Pat Connaughton at 3.6. Those would be the guys I'm looking to play the blowout narrative with and get a big game out of both of those guys with a little bit of extra run. Washington taking on San Antonio. This is the second game on the slate that has the highest total. This game comes in with a 232 over-under, same over-under as the game we just talked about, and a 7-point spread in favor of the San Antonio Spurs. Gonna have a lot of interest in Bradley Beal. Russell Westbrook is questionable in this one. He hasn't played since January 8th, so just keep an eye on that one. If he's back, I'm going to like him. I'm going to like Bradley Beal. I like Bradley Beal a lot more if there is no Russell Westbrook, obviously, because, he's the only guy they have. so he's going to be shooting a ton. You got to like Bradley Beal at 10-2. On the San Antonio side, DeJounte Murray is questionable. If he is out, and I'm expecting him to be out because he was helped to the locker room, that opens up some really good value plays for us. We're going to like DeMar DeRozan at 7-6. We're going to like Patty Mills at 5K, and we are going to like Lonnie Walker at 4-3. All of these guys become a priority for me, for sure, taking on this Washington team who cannot guard anyone. I like targeting Minnesota, I had mentioned. I really like targeting Washington as well. Both teams have been very kind to me this season as far as targeting. So, going to like Lonnie Walker a lot at 4-3 for sure. I think he becomes a very intriguing value play. I like Patty Mills at 5K, just priced a little more than the previous that we talked about. Davis Bertan and Rui Hachimura are out for the Washington side, so that's going to make me like the only bigs that they have left because they still don't have Thomas Bryant. So that means Robin Lopez at 4-6 is an interesting play. Denny Advija and Ish Smith are out as well. So a lot of cheap options on this Washington side. A lot of value here. We got Robin Lopez. We have Mo Wagner's out as well. So, Isaac Bonga, Troy Brown Jr. is out. Alex Len is going to be a great play if he's playing. I have a feeling he's going to be in, and I have a feeling, I don't know, he was signed on the 22nd. I don't know if he can start or not. But if he's starting, Alex Len is a top priority on the slate for me. I mean, he's just an absolute smash play at 3-1 for this Washington team. Trey Jones is an interesting, or not Trey Jones. Well, Trey Jones is an interesting option as far as being at 3K because if there's no DeJounte Murray, he might get a few minutes, but I'm not looking to go there. Washington, you could play Jordan Bell as well at 3K. So he just signed a 10-day contract. So yeah, if these guys are available, these bigs, Jordan Bell and Alex Len, I mean, I absolutely love these guys at only 3-1 and 3K. They become a very big priority on the slate for me for sure. And pretty much everyone on this Washington side becomes a big priority for me. They have like no healthy bodies. I don't even know how they're going to play this game. But if they're playing it, play everyone on the Washington side, and I'm not exaggerating because they don't have bodies. They need bodies, and they have guys that they're just signing these 10-day contracts. They have guys that are way underpriced. Jerome Robinson, you got to like him. He played 24 minutes last time out, 22 DraftKings points at 3.5. Like him. Matthews at 3.4. Like him. Isaac Bonga. All these guys. Garrison Matthews, I love. He can shoot the 3-ball, so he makes a lot of sense as a play tonight for sure. And I'm spending a lot of time talking about this team for a reason, so I think you get the point. Make sure you're prioritizing some Washington players tonight because they're really short. They're going to need these guys, and these guys are underpriced. New York taking on Portland. Last game of the slate. CJ McCollum continues to be out, so that's going to make Damian Lillard a great play at 10K. This game comes in with a 213.5 over-under with a 4-point spread in favor of the Portland Trailblazers. So, once again, a very slow-paced game. I'm not really all too interested in anyone in this game outside of, you got Enes Kanter, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Damian Lillard. That's pretty much the extent. I mean, Alec Burks at 4.8 makes a lot of sense as a play because he's a six-man that gets all the usage. He can get hot, and he's only 4.8, so he could definitely put up 40 DraftKings points for you at that price. So I like him. If Austin Rivers continues to be out, we could see some more minutes for Quickly like we've been seeing, but I wouldn't want to be going to him. I'm going to stick to my guns and playing Alec Burks. I'm going to play Julius Randle, and I'm going to play RJ Barrett. That's really all I'm looking to in this one. But honestly, in a slower-paced game, in these guys' price tags, I'd rather play other guys that we've talked about already on the slate. I mean, RJ Barrett's probably my favorite because of his price tag. He can still get you there at 6.8 because of his price tag. But Mitchell Robinson at 5.8. Enes Kanter is terrible defensively, so you can maybe capitalize on that and play him. But we're probably going to have some cheap options, as mentioned, like an Alex Len at center that we could be playing, which might make it tough to prioritize him at the center position. Enes Kanter, 6'2", the new starting center for Portland. You could play him, but slow-paced game. We have cheaper options and faster-paced games. Brook Lopez. We got Alex Len, hopefully. So, yeah, got to kind of make it short and sweet in this one. Play Dame if you want at 10K. He's the only guy left. He's pretty much a lock for 50 DraftKings points, but at 10K, you need the value to get up to him. We probably will have the value on this slate, as mentioned with some guys that we've already discussed. But Is he a priority? Maybe with the value we have, but slower paced games. So maybe building a more balanced lineup with some mid-range guys that we talked about makes sense. Gonna have to figure that out as we build our lineups in this one. But that's pretty much my overall breakdown of this 5-game slate. Before I let you guys go, I got to give you my lock of the night. Let's get into it. And my lock of the night tonight is going to be Mr. Kevin Huerter. I had talked about him earlier in the video. He comes in at a 5.5 price tag. This guy is getting mid-30s to upper 30s in minutes and can absolutely stroke it from behind the arc. We've seen him put up 45 and 34 DraftKings points in 2 out of the last 3 times out. One of those games was the night he was priced up at 9.5. We are no longer paying 9.5 for Kevin Huerter. We get him at a 5.5 price tag in an up-tempo game. This game comes in with a high total. They're going to need Kevin Huerter shooting, and if Trae Young is out, if DeAndre Hunter is out, if these guys are out, I'm just going to like Kevin Huerter even more. I like him regardless. Love Kevin Huerter at 5.5. Get him in your lineups tonight because he is my lock of the night. So there you have it, guys. Kevin Huerter, get him in your lineups at that 5.5 price tag. Love him on DraftKings tonight. If you did enjoy the content at any point in this video, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. That'd be greatly appreciated. As mentioned, YouTube tells me about 60% of my audience is not subscribed. So if you could just take 1 second to do that, it's going to greatly help me, and I'll be here all NBA season long breaking down these slates to help you guys win some money, help you become better NBA DFS players. And don't forget to check out my Patreon package, linked below in the description, where you get access to all of my projections, my core plays, my data sheets, all of that fun stuff at a very affordable price. And check out Thrive Fantasy. Deposit $20 or more, up to $50, and receive a 100% deposit match when you use promo code KJK DFS. Really excited to be partnering with those guys over at Thrive. Really enjoying the format. It's a different sweat over there. You know, you're cheering for guys to get a steal or a block, literally to surpass the line, whether you take the over or the under, some fun stuff. So another way to support me. Check them out. Great product. And that is all from me. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Wish you all the best of luck tonight, and we will see you in the next one.